Well, get ready, because today, we're unraveling the mystery behind February 29th. Alright, let's start with the basics. Our calendar, the Gregorian calendar, is based on the Earth's orbit around the Sun. We all learned in school that it takes 365 days for the Earth to complete one full trip around the Sun. But that's not entirely true. In reality, the Earth takes 365.2421 days to orbit the Sun. That extra 0.2421 days might seem tiny, but over time, it adds up. If we didn't do anything about it, our calendar would drift, seasons would shift, and eventually, summer would end up in December. Imagine planning a summer vacation in June, only to find that in a few centuries, June has turned into the middle of winter. This small misalignment could cause chaos for farmers, businesses, and even our holidays. And it wouldn't just be vacations that suffer, planting cycles would be thrown off, causing major disruptions to food production. Even ancient civilizations noticed this shift, as their lunar and solar calendars kept going out of sync. This led them to come up with different ways to reset timekeeping and keep track of the seasons. Some used extra months, while others added leap days at irregular intervals. But nobody had a perfect solution yet. Ancient civilizations knew that keeping track of time was tricky. The Egyptians were among the first to estimate the solar year at about 365.25 days, which is pretty close. They used a leap year system, adding an extra day every 4 years, which was later adopted by the Romans. Before Julius Caesar, Rome followed a chaotic lunar calendar. This system was constantly changing and required priests to manually adjust it, leading to massive inconsistencies. By the time Caesar took power, the Roman calendar was out of sync with the seasons by nearly 3 months. To fix this, Julius Caesar introduced the Julian calendar in 45 BCE. It was simple: every 4 years, add an extra day to the year, making it 366 days instead of 365. Problem solved, right? Well, not quite. The Julian system overcorrected. Since the real solar year is 365.2421 days, the Julian system overcorrected. Since the real solar year is 365.2421 days, the extra quarter-day assumption was just a little too long. Over centuries, this added up, shifting the calendar out of sync by one full day every 128 years. By the Middle Ages, this meant that important dates like Easter were off schedule. The consequences of this shift were significant. Farmers struggled with misaligned planting and harvest seasons. Religious festivals, which were based on astronomical events, started falling on the wrong days. Society needed a fix, and fast. Because of this, by the time Pope Gregory XIII took charge in the 1500s, the spring equinox had shifted by nearly 10 days. That meant religious holidays, harvest cycles, and seasonal festivals were no longer occurring at the right time. A fix was desperately needed. Enter Pope Gregory XIII in 1582. Realizing the drift was causing seasonal misalignment, he introduced the Gregorian calendar, which added one more rule to fix things. Here's how it works. A leap year happens every 4 years. But not if the year is divisible by 100, unless it's also divisible by 400. That small tweak kept things on track. It's why the year 2000 was a leap year, but 1700, 1800, and 1900 were not. Pretty clever, right? This adjustment prevented a slow but steady seasonal shift, keeping our calendar as close to reality as possible. But here's something crazy: when the Gregorian calendar was adopted, people had to skip 10 whole days to get everything back on track. Imagine going to sleep on October 4th and waking up on October 15th. Not everyone adopted the change immediately. Some countries, like Britain and its American colonies, didn't switch until 1752, leading to confusion when they had to catch up. And believe it or not, Russia didn't switch until 1918. Different cultures have handled leap day in unique ways. In Ireland, there's a tradition that says women can propose to men on leap day. This goes back to the 5th century when St. Bridget supposedly struck a deal with St. Patrick. In Greece, getting married in a leap year is considered bad luck. Many couples actually avoid tying the knot in a leap year. The Chinese calendar doesn't use leap days, it has leap months instead. Every few years, they add a whole extra month to align their lunar calendar with the seasons. 1 leap years happen every 4 years, except when divisible by 100 but not 400. 2. The odds of being born on leap day are about 1 in 1,461. 3. People born on leap day are called leaplings. For some cultures believe leap day brings bad luck. 5. There's a club for people born on leap day called the Honor Society of Leap Year Day Babies. 6. Leap day babies legally age on either February 28th or March 1st. 7. The first leap year was 45 BCE under Julius Caesar. 8. The Gregorian calendar fixed the Julian calendar's miscalculation. 9. Leap day proposals by women were once considered a tradition in some cultures. 10. Leap day shifts our calendar back in sync with the solar year. 11. There is a leap day capital. Anthony, Texas, hosts a festival every 4 years. 12. In Scotland, it's considered unlucky to be born on leap day. 13. Some companies adjust employee salaries for leap years. 14. The Chinese calendar uses leap months instead of leap days. The 15th of February, 30 existed in Sweden in 1712. 16. Leap year birthdays are often celebrated on February 28th or March 1st. 17. The movie Leap Year, 2010, is based on the leap day proposal tradition. 18. Some computer systems fail on leap day. 19. Leap day has inspired various myths and superstitions. 20. Julius Caesar's calendar reform was inspired by the Egyptians. 21. Leap years help keep our time aligned with Earth's orbit. 22. In Taiwan, leap month funerals are common. 23. Some banks adjust interest calculations for leap years. 24. In France, a satirical newspaper is published only on leap day. 25. The next leap year is 2028.